other than that, did you face any challenge on social media since people are not so emotional there? There's quite a bit of criticism for everyone to face and a lot of online hatred. So how did you deal with that? And how do you deal with it today?
I see social media as not something personal. I see social media as, it's like another business platform, where we get to express ourselves and also build our brand, our name, our company, whatever it is that we are. There's so much pressure for these young people to have these YouTube channels and their own social media pages. Does that pressure need to be applied at 9 and 7? Still a debate in our house.
Absolutely. I think YouTube has become one of the most wanted careers, especially for children at this age. Before it used to be, I want to be a scientist or an astronaut, and now it's become YouTuber. So yeah. I think we can see the effect on the younger generation for sure. Hello and welcome to AlphaTalks powered by Ticketmart. I'm your host Nishka Mehta, and today our guest, she's one of the most Googled celebrities in the country. You've seen her on Splitsvilla, Bigg Boss and the silver screen. She's the queen of reinvention, be it acting, dancing or entrepreneurship. Her success is brighter than her name. Please welcome Sunny Leone.
Thank you. That was a long introduction.
Thank you for coming here.
Thank
you.
you.
I'd like to jump in right to the questions. So I wanted to understand your journey first of all. Did you think you would really stay in the Bollywood industry for this long? Was it a conscious choice? Did you expect to have such a long career here?
Absolutely not. I came here thinking, I'll just go back to America and come back here, do some work. And then, things just took off, and I ended up really planting my roots here, and so many things have happened. It's a very long journey, but it's been absolutely amazing.
What is the most pleasant surprise, the most unexpected surprise you encountered when you moved to India?
I don't know about most unexpected, but I think, as time goes by, in the beginning, you're always thinking like, no, I'm not going to move to India. No, I'm not going to buy a car here. No, I'm not going to start my family. No, I'm not going to, buy a home and do all these different things. And then all of a sudden, you end up going in that direction. And I think, if anything, that would be the most unexpected thing, because I never in a million years thought I would never want to leave India because I love it so much.
Oh, wow, that's great. Yeah. And other than that, I wanted to understand your journey even career-wise. Do you think you've made a conscious decision to change the kind of projects you pick now? Has it been different from the ones you did early on?
No, I, have had a philosophy in the beginning that, the goal was to do as much work as possible, the good, the bad, the ugly, did well, did not do well. Okay. It was more about just establishing, footing, and when projects come, every one of those projects is so different. So it's kind of, you're not planning on what projects are going to come your way. They come your way and then you decide if it's for you or not. And I love everything that I've gotten to work on, and hopefully I get to keep doing it.
Absolutely. Was there a challenge that you particularly faced when you tried to break it into the world of movies and Bollywood in general?
Well, when I first got here, there was definitely a sort of culture shock, I guess you could say, within the industry, because I didn't understand a lot of different things that were happening on set, or why somebody's wearing chappals to work, or like, why are they walking around? Why is the electrical guy not wearing shoes? Or why is everybody always late? Like, I show up on time. The time that I say I'm going to come is when I come, especially on set, and lots of little things like that. Or I do believe that people here are a lot more emotional, where in America, Americans don't have any emotion. Everything's in black and white, and that's just how it works there. Where here, there's a lot more feeling, and I like that. It took me a while to adjust to this, because in my head, everything is completely different, and I have to adjust to, assimilate in this new world. And I'm happy. There's some teething happening there in the beginning, but I'm really happy for it.
So when you say emotional, can you give us an example of how you noticed Indian culture is generally more emotional, especially work-wise, and has that influenced your approach towards working in India as well?
Emotional meaning, like, you have to really choose your words wisely. Where Americans will say, you know, what the F, like, why is this happening? Why is this happening? Like, everything is just very cutthroat.
Blunt.
You know, and yeah, exactly. It's very blunt. Where here, you have to like step back for a second and say, okay, what are the words that I'm going to choose to have this conversation? So not only does the other party get what they want, I also get what I want. And one of the things I learned was to just zip it. Just be quiet and wait a little bit of time. Let the people who work around you do, you know, do their job, and eventually everything just works out.
Wow. And other than that, did you face any challenge on social media, since people are not so emotional there? There's quite a bit of criticism for everyone to face and a lot of online hatred. So how did you deal with that? And how do you deal with it today?
You know, I see social media as not something personal. I see social media as, you know, it's like another business platform, you know, where we get to express ourselves and also build our brand, our name, our company, whatever it is that we are, you know, essentially selling, you know, whether it's who you are, you know, you love to cook, so that's what you're, you know, that's what you're putting out there. And you can't expect everybody to like everything that you do, or your choices, or maybe, you know, the video you make, or, you know, certain things that you want to speak upon, you know. So there's going to be those people that are going to say all sorts of stuff. But I'm just happy that they're saying it on my page, which means that they're engaging. So yay, thank you. So I don't look at all that stuff in a bad way. And the most amazing thing about social media, and for people that don't know, is you literally, like maybe for some of the younger people out there, or child influencers, for those parents out there, you can really set parameters on the Instagram page so that people can't say certain words, or those comments won't be, you know, put up if it's either violent or derogatory, or they've used certain words that, you know, that's not okay for me, or not okay for those people. So to all the parents out there, please look at those settings, and you can really just save your child a lot of grief if your child is looking at their social.
And that's a great way to go about it, especially the mentality of just knowing that they're engaging with your content instead. So
yeah, it's okay. You guys can talk shit, so I'm fine with it.
And do you think it's invaded your privacy in any way, since you have been a public figure and a public person for so long?
No, my private life is pretty private, and what I put out there is intentional. So I'm okay.
Oh, okay. And are you trying to protect it, especially even for your children, since now they are in the public eye? So do you try to constantly protect them? Or do you think, oh no, it's a byproduct of what I do is fame, so it's of course going to transfer to my child as well, that level of attention? So do you try to protect your child from it? How do you think you will train your children to be in a famous family?
So very early on, my husband and I, you know, agreed that there's going to be paparazzi places, and there's going to be people taking photos. And instead of making my child scared, or the children scared of this, and covering them up and like shielding them and all that, at some point you have to kind of like, this is the world we live in. So for us, I feel like it's easier for me to say, all right, Noash or Nisha, just say hi, and we can move on. Or one of the rules I had set when they were smaller is, if you feel uncomfortable, all you have to do is look at me and I will pick you up, and you don't have to be a part of any of this. If you feel scared, if you feel uncomfortable, if you feel uneasy, you have to just tell me, and then I will, you know, take care of it. But I feel like grabbing them and sheltering them too much from this is just, it's just not going to work in anybody's benefit as far as their mental health goes, how they feel about it. So if they see paparazzi, just say hi, and, you know, like we move past it and just, you know, keep moving on. And then as far as social medias, for many years, we just, first of all, my kids are not allowed to look at social media. We've not gotten to that point yet. And they have social media accounts. And up until recently, I said, you know, Nisha's 9, and in maybe 3-4 years, as much as I want to shield her from social media and looking at it, she's going to go on it. So I felt like if I don't do the service of just having the account there and letting it just build and grow, she's not gonna be happy with me. She's gonna go, what do you mean I have to start from zero? All these years you didn't even set me up with an account? So just to kind of, you know, avoid that conversation, all the kids have their own social media pages, but they don't have access to it. It's on my phone. And they don't see their pages. They don't know anything that's going on, and I'll just keep it like that until I feel the appropriate age is there and their mentality is also mature enough to understand what it is.
Wow. So I actually...
It's all planned out.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that the planning has already been done in advance.
Yeah.
I would love to know. I think it's such an interesting idea. I would want to know, if your children had to be creators, like content creators, what kind of content would each one post?
Okay, so my kids always have conversations with me about having, you know, their own YouTube page, which we do have one set up, but it's not something that's we're actively working on. And they do talk about wanting to make these videos. Like, I think the boys would want to make, you know, stuff with cars or traveling or, you know, like one of them had suggested Lego. I think Nisha maybe would want to do like art or something like that. She's very artistic. So I think they would want to do that, but I have to bring them back in and go, well, you do realize that it's a lot of work. It's not something to be taken lightly. The amount of money, the amount of time, the amount of care that goes into these channels is a lot more than what you are ready to handle. You know, it's not just, you know, get your RC cars and, you know, send them on a ramp and people are going to be, you know, excited to see that. There's a lot of thought that goes behind it. And also how you want to expose them is also a factor, you know, because there's so much pressure for these young people to have these YouTube channels and their own social media pages. That does that pressure need to be applied at 9 and 7? Still a debate in our house.
Right.
But, you know, maybe we can figure out a way where, you know, they feel happy, or I don't know. So it's not on the table, but we've talked about it.
Absolutely. I think YouTube has become one of the most wanted careers, especially for children at this age. Before it used to be, I want to be a scientist or an astronaut, and now it's become YouTuber. So
Yeah.
I think we can see the effect on the younger generation for sure. And it
They
would be
love watching
exciting.
those YouTube videos of kids. My rule in my house is that if you're going to watch YouTube, it has to be something, you have to learn something from it. You can't, I call it dumb TV. You can't just watch these mindless nonsense videos where you're not learning something. So that's the only rule for YouTube.
Oh wow, so they are learning a lot, I'm guessing.
Yeah, it's not an option. If I see that they're watching something, then I'm like, you know the rule. We're not allowed to watch, you know, YouTube videos where you're not learning something. This falls into dumb TV.
Oh my god, I can totally imagine them coming up with other reasons to watch videos that are mindless. Like, I'm learning what not to do here.
Yeah.
So they would totally convince you after a point. For
No,
sure.
no, they won't convince me. I'm very strict. It's important because we have to know what our children are watching, and
Right.
you know, the language. Like, I was taking Nisha to a doctor's appointment yesterday, and she had her iPad with her because we had a long drive. And there was a word I heard, and I looked over, and I'm like, this is not appropriate. You need to change the channel. You need to find something else to watch. And she's completely understands. Like, they're nice, understanding children. But we have to know what, you know, the younger generation is watching.
Right. And since you were discussing the pressure that the younger generation faces, do you think you faced immense pressure from the media as well when you had initially joined? Do you think you were misunderstood or portrayed unfairly?
There was definitely a lot of nonsense out there, for sure. It wasn't fun sometimes. But I do believe that the good outweighed the bad when I first came here. So even though there was all these crazy articles, there was also a lot of amazing articles, and there was a lot of good feedback. And I think the most important thing is that my fans has shown me so much support, regardless of, how a journalist might write an article, that it didn't matter what they wrote, because the fans were so amazing and they were so supportive that, I was with them. They were with me and I was with them.
Right. I remember you had traveled to another place and you couldn't move the car because the entire area was flooded with fans.
Yeah. So somebody should do a case study, like what actually happened that day. But it was crazy. It was really crazy. It took my breath away. I literally didn't want to stand there and cry looking at all these people, because it's overwhelming, and it was really an amazing moment.
It gave me chills when I saw the video as well.
Me too. I got into the car after we were done. I was like, oh my gosh, look at this photo. This was us. That's my car. And look at it, goosebumps. So yeah, it was pretty crazy.
Another moment where I saw you shed almost a happy tear was at the Cannes Film Festival when you were representing the movie Kennedy, and you were there with the entire team, and you looked so happy. And
I was so happy. It was on cloud nine.
Was that one of the most memorable career moments for you? Was it a milestone?
It definitely is on the top of one of the most amazing moments. It's really, really special to be, on those steps at the most grandest theater in the world, one of them, and to be recognized. So it was really, really amazing. And to have that carpet all to ourselves.
Right.
Because I don't know if you know. So I'll tell you a secret about Cannes. So you go, you see all these beautiful people, they're walking the carpet. So it's like, if you don't have a film, or you're not there with a company that's blocked this carpet, you are literally herded with hundreds of people all trying to get their picture clicked, and you're trying to find your space, and you have to hire the right photographer to make sure they get the right photo, and blah blah blah. It's crazy business, but it's great branding for whoever invests that money in themselves and invest in the idea of being there, and whatever their goal is, to be on that carpet. But it's intimidating, it's scary, and you're standing next to these 6 foot something models, and they're drop dead gorgeous, and you're like, oh my god, look at what's happening around me. But it was special that we had gotten that carpet all to ourselves for Kennedy, and just really embraced every single step. And it's very short. You know how when you watch all the videos online and you see pictures, it is such a short carpet. It takes you maybe less than 30 seconds to go from one end to the other if you walked normal. It's that short.
It looks very long.
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
So when we see everything online, and we're like, oh my god, this is amazing. It is amazing. I will not take away from that. But it's such a short distance before you get to the steps.
Yeah.
And it's everything that you expect it to be, and then there's all these other things. You're like, oh, I didn't know that. Oh, I didn't know that. Oh, that's how that works. So
I didn't know this either. Yeah,
I know, isn't it cool?
Yeah, this is nice.
So one of the pieces of advice that I got from my stylist who was there, because he had done Cannes so many times with his other clients, and he's like, make sure you walk so slow. When it was our time to go for Kennedy, the film, he's like, you take your time, you just walk really slow, and just enjoy the moment. Make sure you go from one side to the other, walk to the center, just go nice and slow. I was like, oh, you're so smart.
And you did that.
We all were there doing it, yeah.
That was great. The pictures were incredible
they were
also
really
in
nice,
that gown. Yeah. Wow, I just love those pictures.
Thank
and
you.
Other than this milestone, what do you think is next on your bucket list career-wise?
I think, as far as bucket list, I have no idea. I didn't even think about that. I think the name of the game is just to keep working, enjoying what I'm doing, and, branch out into as many different sectors of life or business that I can.
Okay. And do you have any regrets or any changes you would make about how your journey has panned out?
I don't know about like regrets. Maybe when I first came in the industry, I really wish that somebody would have just told me how everything worked. I think, I would have reacted differently, or I would know how to react, or what to say, what not to say. But, I think that's what makes a journey special, is all those bumps in the road and all those like, why did I just do this? And, I really do think that that's what makes it special.
So if you could give your younger version and a very short brief of don't do this, do this, don't do this, what would it be?
It would probably be mu band rak or kaam kar. And because you get so passionate about your work and everything that's around, and when you don't understand why certain things happen, you don't always know how to react. So that took some time.
Wow. And other than that, I wanted to know exactly what you would want your children to pursue in the future. Do you have a vision for that as well, since you plan everything in advance, incling their social media?
Yeah, I know, right? No, I'm not a neurotic mother. No, I just want the best for them, I don't have any plans for them. I think that they should just choose their own paths and their own journey in life, and whatever that may be, I have to, nurture whatever those things are that they want. Like, Nisha is so talented, and she's so creative, and she's extremely intelligent. She just created her own invention.
Oh.
It's called the Boo Box, and it is amazing. So I'll tell you a story really quickly. So she had allergies, and she'll just tissues like everywhere in the house. I'm like, dude, Nisha, please, the trash bin is right there. Just pick up just put it in the dustbin. And every day it was like a pile of tissues everywhere. Finally, she must have gotten sick of me saying, put your tissues in the trash bin. And she took a paper cup, she taped it to the tissue box, and she used that as the dustbin. And my husband came home and he was like, this is so funny that you've done this. It's so cool. I'll just go buy you one of these and you can just have one. And they started looking online. They started looking on all different platforms to see if they could find this. You can find anything. And, I think as parents, we have to recognize these special moments with our children. And he said, I really think that you just created something that is not on the market. And, of course, she's excited. And he said, I will help nurture this idea, but you're going to do the work. You are going to sit with the AutoCAD drawing illustrator. You are going to go see the lawyer. You are going to patent this. You are going to look at prototypes. You're going to look at materials. You're going to complete this project with his help, with my help, but you're going to do it on your own. It has to be all you, otherwise then it's just me making it, or it's just Daniel making it. And it's out there, it's out on the market. She just got her first order, and you can go to her to the website and you can place orders. It's on Amazon, it's everywhere. It's gonna be amazing.
And the name is Boo Boo Box?
Boo Box.
Oh, Boo Box. Okay, my
yeah,
bad.
so you go boo and then put it in the box.
Oh, okay, great. I didn't even know this, but go check it out.
Yeah. So it's really exciting. I think my boys are gonna be extremely jealous because their sister is gonna be filthy rich, and they're gonna be like, "What about me?" I'm like, I don't know. They're gonna be extremely jealous. They're gonna always go to their sister and go, Nisha, can I have $5, $10, whatever it is? But she's definitely on a path of so much success, and and it's all her, and it's amazing.
And since now that I can see that it's a lot of an entrepreneurial mindset that you've even instilled in your children, so do you look at your career from a business perspective or as a creative?
I think it has to be both. You have to have both of those things. But for me, business was always at the top. Like, everything is about how are we going to monetize off this situation, or do I need to pivot and go and invest in something or create something. that really is going to set up, you know, my future. I grew up with parents that always said, you need to be independent, you need to do your own thing, you need to do all these things so you never have to count on anyone. And that's something that I've carried with me. And I think that also instilled so much like that drive to want to do more and more.
So, do you think that also stems from the fact that sometimes women in entertainment are not always given as many opportunities? Since I heard several other actresses say that I wasn't sure if my career was going to be sustainable for a long time in entertainment. So, out of the fear, I created a production business or I created another business. So,
Yeah.
do you think that's true, firstly? And do you think that it's a very legitimate plan that many actresses make, especially in India?
So I think as an entertainer, you have to plan anyways.
Okay.
I don't look at it as out of fear, I need to do X, Y, Z. It's about whether you have the right people around you or you have that mindset already that says nothing lasts forever. So if this all ends today, what is it that I'm going to count on, or what is it that is my skill, or what is it that I invested in, what is it that I created as a business to generate, you know, the income that you need to live, you know, or whether it's for your family or whether it's just for yourself. So I think, you know, for myself, it was really important to have all these different things happening so that I know that, you know, my kids are taken care of, whether I have to work, you know, at a convenience store or McDonald's, or I love McDonald's, by the way, or any of these other places in the world, but my children should at least like have the opportunity to, you know, have the money to go to college and, you know, go on their own paths.
I think Nisha is already taking care of that, so you wouldn't have to worry about that.
Yeah, Daniel was saying that the other day. He's like, it's amazing, but for me, I'm like, well, we already set aside their college funds. But I think it will be amazing for her to have, you know, this life where that she created at 7 years old. It took her 2 years to make this product, and now it's out there, you know, and God bless her. I think that God gives people, you know, certain talents and gifts, and you know, we were able to recognize that for her, and she's hopefully just set her entire life up.
Yes, hopefully.
And she doesn't need me for it. She's done it on her own.
Yeah, I can totally see her on Shark Tank and giving her Shark Tank pitch for sure.
Yeah.
I can totally envision that. I've seen those kid versions of Shark Tank where those children go, and it's so cute and inspiring.
Yeah.
So I think I can totally picture her there as well.
Yeah, I hope so. She's very shy, so she definitely would need a little bit of, you know, camera grooming, but you know, that's what I'm here for.
Yeah, you can take that over incredibly. And other than that, I wanted to focus more on just the idea of women in business, since we are talking about Nisha and her entrepreneurial venture as well. But do you truly believe that now the perception of women in India, especially in Bollywood, has changed? Are they getting as many opportunities, or does it take a lot more room? Is there a lot more room for growth and improvement in that department?
You know, I think the industry as a whole has changed, so I don't think that this question falls into like a certain gender. I think that, you know, you have to hope that everything you built over so many years, that you can, you know, keep doing what you love, you know, and so far, so good, knock on wood. Good things are happening, you know, we're still working, we're still shooting, so, you know, we have to be like so smart as time goes by to understand how the industry is working, where we need to pivot, where we need to level up, or where we need to, you know, do certain things to sustain the life that we create.
And has the media's perception of you changed over time? Do you think it's way better now, or do you think there's still a lot of criticism?
No, I think it's amazing, you know, like I think if you just stay in people's faces, whether they're writing something good or bad, and you're just there year after year, then yeah, of course things change. It would be really weird if it didn't change. You know, that means that maybe I didn't do something correct. So I'm very happy with my entire journey, and the media and journalists and people that I've worked with have been very kind.
And did the biopic, especially the one that you had, the second one, I did watch that. So did that also play a big role in changing the way your story was told, especially from the media perspective?
I don't know if they watched it. I hope so. Everybody has their own journeys, and I got lucky and fortunate enough to share that journey, share those moments, or heartache or amazing things. So it was good that I could have the opportunity to do that.
And since you spoke about so many things that you're currently doing and helping and nurturing the dreams of 3 children, so I wanted to know, how do you manage your time so well? I don't know. Do you have 48 hours in a day? How is this working?
I wish I did. I have no idea, but I do have an idea. I have a really amazing, supportive husband who works his butt off all day long, but is also very present for the children and for me. And I think that we work really well as a team, and we fill in the gaps where if he can't be there, I am there, or if if he's not there, then I'm there. And I think that's important when you decide that you want to have children. Are you having children just to have them, or are you having children because you really do want children, and you want to share your life with these little human beings, and do everything together? And I think that it makes us a really good family unit, that we're being able to spend so much time and give so much time. Because after a couple years, they're gonna say, "I'm done with you." Like I don't need you. I want you, but I don't need you. Right now, they need me, which is a great feeling. When they don't need me anymore, I'll just get another puppy.
Oh my
A
God.
puppy would need me, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A puppy wouldn't create an invention and just be super rich after a
Yeah, but
while.
they're so
Yeah.
cute.
Yeah.
But they need to be cuddled and held, and I need to take care of it. So I know that time will, it'll come to a close for the kids, where they don't actually need, certain things from you, because they're on their own life journey and their own path and their own schedules. So I just feel like if we can just nurture and love this time and be present, we'll be able to instill a lot of those values that, both Daniel and I had growing up.
Absolutely. I did watch your biopic. So there I also noticed that you were in a pageant and you won a pageant.
Yeah, it was the first thing I ever did, yeah.
And how was your experience in pageant? Since I participated in Miss India, I love asking this question to find out the experience of other people as well.
Yeah, it was my first one, so it wasn't good. I was scared out of my mind. Wondering, what am I doing here? Hoping that I didn't fall over, shaking. That was my first experience being on stage.
But you won.
Yeah, there were 3 other people there, so it was it wasn't too difficult. It was in a mall.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was bad. It's embarrassing, but I think certain things and certain exposures in life just come, and they set certain, like, you're affected by it. They become like core memories. So that's definitely one core memory. My husband still makes fun of me. He's like, "Hi, Miss Buena Park." I'm like, "Leave me alone."
But I'm sure do you still have the crown? Do you still have...
It's probably in some box somewhere, but I haven't seen it in a long time.
Wow, I clearly remember that. That was definitely a standout highlight for me when I was watching it, because I resonated immensely with that scene.
Yeah.
So it was extremely exciting.
Yeah, and it's not easy, so good for you. You have to work so hard. You have to learn to walk, you have to learn to talk, you have to control your face in every single way, and your responses to questions.
Right.
And you just have to always, you have to feel perfect, right?
Absolutely.
Whatever that version of perfect is, and then you have to share it with people on stage. That takes a lot of guts.
That does. And since you were so well spoken, I think that also came from the world of pageants and your experience in pageants, because I saw the opening interview with the journalist and I was like, wow, this sounds like a pageant answer. When you were talking about the fact that there is a difference, but there's one thing similar, and it's guts in the beginning of your biopic. And I was like, oh, this sounds like a winning answer of Miss Universe or something, because it was so good.
Yeah. It's like, we all want world peace. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, that was incredible.
Thank you.
So I just have a few quick questions. If you could have a superpower, what would it be?
If I could have a superpower, I think I would say flying. Because
Okay.
I would love to just get up and fly somewhere really beautiful and tropical, or like, I don't know, Las Vegas, or like some cool places that I love being in the world, and just go zip, I'm here.
Talking about flying, what is your favorite holiday destination?
My favorite holiday, I have two. One is I love going to Maldives. It's so beautiful, it's so close to here. We're able to just go and, get some fresh air. And then I love Dubai. Like, I love Dubai. This trip that I just was on in Dubai really did experience a new Dubai. And I've been going there for, I don't know, so many years. And when you get to experience these new things in the places that you've been to 1 million times, it's amazing. And I think that's one of my favorite things about going there. You always find something new.
Maldives was on my bucket list, but then when I went there, it was a total letdown because I was like, why are there lizards in the bed? Because it's tropical, so I was like, oh my god, why am I sleeping with lizards over here? But it was a pretty big shock. But otherwise, it was really pretty.
Yeah, it's really pretty.
Yeah. And then, if you could be anyone else for a day,
If I could choose to be anybody, I think I would choose to be like Marilyn Monroe. Just to be walk in her shoes for just a little while and, see life through her lens.
such an iconic personality.
Yeah, I know.
And a complete deviation from that question, what was your most embarrassing moment, or what has been a funny, embarrassing moment that you still look back and think, oh my god, I could have this?
Oh, I have many of those all the time. I think one from childhood is one that has stuck with me. I was in Canada, and I was going in my class, and we had to give a speech. Like, how like you have to give you have to submit a paper on whatever it is, like XYZ. And so mine was on whales, and I worked really, really hard on it. And it's winter time, and in Canada you have to wear like the boots and the jackets and the scarves and the mittens and the your snow pants and all these different things. So I didn't have any of that on, but I had my boots still on that I laced up.
Okay.
And I'm so nervous to go and present my report in front of the whole class. I didn't see that my laces were untied. And as I'm going up, I started tripping over myself because my laces got stuck with each other, but I didn't fall. This was the worst part. I think it would have been better if I just fell on my face, but I didn't. I tripped my way all the way to the front, and I was so embarrassed, and everybody was laughing. And that is like a core memory that stays with me forever. And that was, I think one of my first really big public speaking situations, and I had totally messed it up. And then like when you're embarrassed, you get hot and sweaty, can't talk, then you're like voice is shaky. That was me. It was bad.
Oh my god, and now you remember it.
I know. I haven't forgotten.
The next question is, what is your favorite reality show? Since you've been about a Big Boss and now you're a host of another one.
I love reality shows. I love them all, actually.
Do you prefer that over fiction?
I like watching some fiction shows, but my time pass is reality shows, where I can listen, because it's not always just visual, so I can just listen, and I can be doing something else, and I'm watching or I'm painting or doing like whatever, dating reality shows, or like if I'm at the gym, the best is watching one of these reality shows where everyone is fit and like in bikinis, because then you're on the Stairmaster and you're like, yes, my booty's going up. I'm gonna, like those people, they have no cellulite, like zero cellulite, these young people on TV. And so I'm going, all right, no more cellulite. And I watch them on, for the entire time I'm doing cardio so that I can get through it.
Right, and you've done so many so many inspiring, even fitness wise, so many inspiring music videos where you look at them and you're like, oh my god, she is so fit.
Oh, thanks.
Especially Baby Doll was one that completely is so catchy, it's stuck in everyone's head.
Thank
Especially
you.
me in the morning, it's been stuck in my head since morning because I
Aw.
know you're coming, so it's just constantly on repeat in the back of my head.
Aw.
But is there a specific music video that you thought gave you a big change, or where everything changed? It was a big turning point.
I think that
in
was
your
definitely
career?
one of the songs that catapulted my career in a completely different direction. Because at that time, when that song came out, we were still in this world in the industry where a song had made a huge difference of how a film was going to be perceived and received. So there was a time when your song actually made a huge difference, you know, like how it was received and how it was going to do at the box office. So it really was such a amazing moment, and people went bananas. And you know, the song is still makes people excited, which is really fun for me to see. I also then get excited. So I think that definitely is one of those songs.
What are your top 3 favorite songs?
Okay, it would be Baby Doll, and then Layla,
Oh.
that I shot with Shah Rukh, and then I don't know. They're all really good. Maybe like Baniwala Dance or something. It reminds me of a time that was like so fun in that song, and where we shot was so cool. It was sexy. It was super fun.
The next question is
Oh my God, I have a story with that song. I was so sick during that song. I was in my vanity puking my guts out because I had food poisoning, and a doctor had to come and give me an injection in my backside. And they're like, okay, ready. I'm like, how do I even do this song? So in that song where I'm wearing the pink outfit, I was deathly ill, like so sick. But you know, showbiz waits for no one. So we kept on shooting. And even that song, I have so many good memories with that song. And then another one where you see the shot where I'm walking in a bikini, a blue one, and it's like this, supposed to be this like really sexy walk. And he goes, you have to walk from here to here. And I was wearing high heels. And I started walking and I landed flat on my face. And everyone was looking at the monitor. They weren't looking where I was. They were looking at the monitor, and they're like, where did Sunny go? Where is she? Like, how did she just disappear? And then they look down, they're like, oh my God, you're such an idiot. So I do lots of embarrassing things all the time. But when you watch, like, if anybody out there watches that song now, pink outfit, I was deathly ill. Blue bikini, I was falling all over myself. It was so bad. And then I helped back up. Like, all right, let's go.
And yet it makes it to your top 3. So,
Yeah.
so that's still
Good memories.
Oh, good funny, embarrassing ones too,
Yeah.
but great memories, yeah. And other than that, what's your guilty pleasure?
My guilty pleasure, I love pasta. I have a problem. Seriously, like, it's a problem. Or I love ice cream.
Pasta and ice cream?
Yeah, I know. I wonder if we could
I
put
thought
them
it was
together.
pizza because that's in every second shot of your biopic is pizza. So I thought
Yeah.
it was pizza, yeah.
Yeah, no, it's definitely pasta right now.
The last question is, if you could pick a film character to play on screen, a pre-existing one, which one would you like to play?
Probably Wonder Woman.
Oh.
Would it be so much fun? It would be so much fun to be Wonder Woman.
And the kids would
with
love
the,
it too,
with
yeah.
the crown and the hair. The hair is always flying. She always looks beautiful. She has this cute outfit.
I should go watch that movie again. I watched it long back. But yes, I remember these elements especially because I have watched the trailer. It's too popular to not remember. But the kids would love it for sure. They would constantly tell you to perform that part again and the role again with the hair fly.
Yeah, probably not. They're like, when can we watch our movie? Is what I would probably get.
So if you could introduce them to anything that you were in, a scene or anything, what would you want them to watch first?
So they've seen some of my songs, which is, I think that's a really good starting point. There's one song that I did that was a Madhuri remake, and till this day, it is so funny. One of my sons will start singing it, and it is so cute because he's my smallest baby. So he's he looks like, you know, the smallest baby, and he's like really squishy and cuddly always. And when he starts singing it, it is just to die for. It's so funny.
I don't think we have a video of that on Instagram yet.
No, I
but
don't.
I'd love
I
for
think
him
he
to
would not be
post it.
happy.
Oh, okay.
I don't think he would sing if I put the camera on.
Oh. But that would be
Oh,
so
it's mera
cute.
mera piya gar aaya. So he can't pronounce all the words correctly, but he'll just start grooving on mera piya gar aaya. I'm like, oh my god, you're too cute.
Oh my god, that would make for a great video, especially if he's starting a YouTube channel. Like,
Yeah,
that
yeah.
would be great.
I don't think they understand their funniness, and then when a camera goes on, they get conscious. Like, you know, they're not entertainers and they're not
Yeah,
actors, so they don't
yeah.
know like what it means, you know, to be silly and goofy. For them, it's uncool. Where I'm like, no, just this is who you are. You're so funny. And they're like, nope. I was like, okay, fine.
Oh, but I think that happens and changes over time, I'm
Yeah.
guessing. Yeah. This brings us to the end of our rapid fire and the end of our podcast. Thank you so much for watching Alpha Talks powered by Ticketmart.